Oh my gosh. Hello. We're doing things a little differently today. We're doing them kind of like vlog style, but how do y'all feel? Can you see me? Are we good? All right. We're going to sit down and have a little chat before we head out. I've been reading this book, Womancode. I read it a few years ago, but I've been reapproaching it more recently, and I thought, hey, these are really exciting thoughts that I want to share with the people who I talk to about food and healthy living, i.e. you. Womancode promotes a way of eating called cycle syncing, and it basically is eating according to the different things that your body needs throughout the month as a woman. It's based on a couple different things, one of which is food energetics. If you think about it, the way that you feel when you eat roast chicken is very different than the way that you feel when you eat a raw spinach salad, right? So it's pretty intuitive. If food gives you different energies, then it's going to fuel you differently, and if you need different foods throughout the month, there's your answer. On top of that, it also is based in estrogen metabolism, because a lot of our symptoms are actually based on a buildup of estrogen because your body is not getting rid of it as it's fluctuating. So a lot of these foods that they recommend are included to help your body be able to eliminate estrogen as your body produces it to help avoid symptoms. Amazing. What I'm doing is I'm creating a grocery list today because it's time to go grocery shopping. And what I did was I grabbed my book. In here there is a chart that breaks down different foods that it recommends for different times of the month. I looked at my chart for this time of the month, made a grocery list, and I'm just gonna front load my grocery list with those items. What I love about Womancode is they suggest eating this way 80-20. So it's not completely strict. It does allow for leniency, whether that means eating seasonal things that are currently fresh, or maybe things that you prefer, or things that my husband and I like to eat together. It's definitely got some room for flexibility, but I also am making sure that I'm getting the nutrients I need for this time of the month. So the first thing I'm doing is taking care of myself and my needs, and then I'm letting things kind of fill in the gaps therein. Just made my grocery list. It's right over there. We're gonna head to Whole Foods, and then when we get back, we're gonna go through the grocery haul and talk about it. Let's go. Never forgetting, when you go grocery shopping, take your bags with you. It's just friendlier to the environment.
Which is important.
Especially now. What I'm doing is taking these little baggies with me. Look at this one's been written on so many times. Taking these with me because I haven't yet moved to just using glass jars, but if I'm gonna use these bags, I might as well reuse them. So I use them like a number of times before recycling them. The ultimate goal is to move on to jars. We'll get there. Daylight. So I literally just plopped everything on the floor. We're gonna talk through all of it right now. Let's go. First up, as you saw, we have our bulk items like cashews for the healthy fat aspect, green lentils, and golden flaxseed. I'm gonna be turning that golden flaxseed into meal in my Vitamix because it will retain more nutrients if it's not turned into a meal until it's like about to be consumed. So I'm gonna put that in my Vitamix, turn it into flaxseed meal, and then store it in the freezer so that those fats don't go rancid. These green lentils are gonna be sick. Green lentils specifically are recommended during the follicular phase. So what I'm gonna do is a little salad with these artichoke hearts, and then put that on top of arugula and serve it with some chicken. It's gonna be delicious. Speaking of arugula, I think just in general you want to be eating a lot of greens, but for this time, you want to save the hardier leafy greens like kale, collards, chard for later in the month. So the recommendation for this time is just the lighter lettuces like romaine, Bibb, butter lettuce, arugula, and we're a big arugula family, so it's not unusual for us to have it anyway, so it's gonna fit right in with our diet. Of course, as I said, healthy fats are highly recommended during this time, especially towards the end of the follicular phase. It helps you as you're transitioning into the ovulatory phase. And citrus. So citrus helps with the detoxification process. During this time, your hormone levels are the lowest they're going to be. The only thing that you're going to be encountering is a little bit of a rise in estrogen. So what you want to do is just keep your elimination organs supported. So lots of fiber-rich veggies. And support your organs that are responsible for detoxification. So that's liver and kidney. So citrus is great for both of those. Then we've got our fiber-rich veggies like zucchini, carrots. They love carrots when they are roasted with za'atar, which is one of my favorite spices. If you haven't had it, you need to try it. So I roast my carrots with za'atar and then put a little bit of yogurt that I've mixed with lemon juice on top.
So good.
So this is where you kind of get to enjoy the 80-20 aspect. During this phase, they actually encourage you to lightly cook your food in like a steaming method or a sauteing method, but truth be told, I don't love carrots unless they're roasted. So I'm just gonna do it, I'm gonna roast them. Yogurt isn't necessarily recommended either, but it's gonna be such a minuscule amount. I'm like, hey, that's a small concession to be made, you know? So then we've also got broccoli, just keeping up with the fiber-rich vegetables. And then we're gonna move on to the meats. We've got organic chicken breast, organic grass-fed ground beef, and then these chicken sausages right here, just for a quick source of protein. Sometimes, you know, for lunch, or if I'm coming back from the gym and just don't really have time to figure something out to eat, I'll just go ahead and grab something like that to replenish my protein needs. You are thinking about replenishing your iron as well during this time, which is why I grabbed the grass-fed ground beef. I imagine I'll probably spiralize these zucchini and then serve that on top, maybe in like a bolognese format. Or I grabbed some oregano because one of the recommended herbs during this time is parsley. Parsley is actually a great herb for detoxification in general. So oregano goes with parsley in chimichurri, which is Kevin's favorite condiment to make. So he's gonna make up a big old batch of chimichurri with some healthy fats. We have some amazing olive oil from Italy that my parents brought back. So we'll just make a big batch of that and we'll spoon it over chicken breast and have that with vegetables for like a really simple, delicious meal. Then of course you've got your sauerkraut. You want your sauerkraut to be raw and fermented. We've talked about this before. Y'all know I love my sauerkraut. I want everything funky, everything fermented, anytime I can. And then eggs are recommended during this time, and I do love my eggs. Grab these local eggs, and those are gonna be probably just part of breakfast every day. For breakfast, we do like to do eggs with arugula and some avocado. Super easy. Sometimes some bacon is included.
But don't tell anybody.
Look at that. We're done. You know what I don't love about this grocery haul? Check it out. Plastic, plastic.
Plastic, 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 plastic.
That's super uncool. I would prefer to be shopping at the farmer's market. Today was not a great day for that. I usually have to make multiple stops when I shop at the farmer's market. I go farmer's market and then go get the rest of whatever I needed somewhere else. It was way too late in the day for me to make that happen. So this is just one of those days where we do have a lot of plastic, and I'm sorry. Otherwise, I'm super jazzed about this little grocery haul I got myself, and I think it's gonna serve me well this week. It's gonna be delicious. Follow me along on Instagram if you wanna see how this whole cycle syncing mentality works its way into my meals. I'm not talking about it too much on there, but I do want to share with you guys how the journey is going, because it is something I've newly reintroduced into my life because I was stoked about how well it was going. If you liked this video, give it a good old thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my videos. We haven't talked about this before. There's a little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you will
Never miss a vid.
Thanks for joining me for Wellness with Wit. I'll see you next time.